I loved talking to you in part because you're using video marketing to grow your business. And this is such a hot topic right now. We use video marketing at Jottful, and we definitely hear customers all the time ask us for more information about video marketing. But can you just sort of take us back to the beginning and tell us a little bit about how you started your video marketing agency? Because I know it wasn't a perfectly smooth path.
Yeah. So pretty much before I started the agency, basically, I was in business with a friend of mine, and we actually started it together. We started doing things like music videos and pretty much anything really creative we could get our hands on, whether that was website design, photography, graphic design, really anything creative that somebody would pay us for.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of businesses start, right? We'll kind of do anything for anyone, and then you eventually start to find like who your real market is and what you can offer them.
Exactly. So we pretty much did anything we possibly could. But then at one point we kind of wanted to refocus. And so we kind of saw like, what are we actually, I guess, good at, or what are we the best at? And trying to really focus on one subject matter that we could, tell people that we do and really get good at it, so that we're not spreading ourselves too thin, and really say like, this is what we do, rather than, oh, we can do whatever you need.
Yep.
So we really kind of zeroed in on doing videos. And like I said, we started out doing music videos. We were pretty successful in that. And we did it for a lot of big name artists, but we kind of wanted to pivot because a lot of the lifestyles that a lot of the clients that we worked with weren't, aligned with ours. But we just kind of figured, what's the other way that we could make money making videos where somebody would pay us? And that was creating video content, specifically commercials and ads for businesses or brands. We started doing that a little bit. We ended up dissolving the company due to some differences. We were friends, so just kind of be wary when you start a business with a friend.
Absolutely. Yeah. Founder conflict is one of the biggest reasons that sort of early stage companies don't progress to the next stage. It's a big issue.
Yeah, which, I unfortunately had to experience firsthand, but, I learned a lot from it. And looking back, I can probably say I'm glad I did, just because of how much I learned from it. And then I kind of had to not so much start from square one, but pretty much I just started, my Mike Vannelli creative services sort of thing. And so, I started kind of really doubling down on doing the whole video agency thing. I just did it by myself. I had to get some new equipment. And so I just really started seeing what I could do for people. And maybe a couple years later, I said, hey, it's finally time to make a company out of this, since we're getting some traction. Yeah. And so that's when NV Creative became a thing. And then, just over the years, we've just done more and more and doubled down and grown. And
So where are you today? How many employees do you have, and where do you get your customers from now?
So we have 13 employees right now, including myself. Yeah. And so pretty much we get about, I would say about 60% from outside, so brand new clients, maybe about 30% from returning clients, and then 10% from referrals, which is returning clients telling their friends or their colleagues about us, and them coming and saying, hey, you did a video or some content for blah, blah, blah. We'd like to talk with you, getting some done for us.
Yeah. Fascinating that you're not just relying on returning clients and referrals. That makes up less than half of your business. You're really actively growing your business through marketing. And I know that today you rely a lot on video marketing. Not surprisingly, that's what you do, but it wasn't always what you did. Like, what other things have you tried?
We've pretty much tried almost everything else.
Yep.
For it, we've tried, text-based ads. We've tried just, photo-based ads. We've tried, showing kind of behind the scenes of what we do, to get people interested.
Like on social media.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. And, we've really tried to go with almost every other avenue, because, because we're in the marketing space, we provide content for specifically marketing for other companies. We're very familiar in the marketing space. And so we've tried all the other avenues, but really, video marketing in general right now is, like you said, a really hot topic, because that's kind of where the industry's going. But because we are a video production company and agency, we figured like, hey, we have the resources, we do it for other people. Why don't we just do it for ourselves too? And so pretty much a lot of the ads that we do are kind of half just showing our work portfolio. So we might show an example or maybe a reel of work that we've done for other clients, saying, hey, if you'd like content kind of like this, get in touch with us, for us to do custom one for you. Or we make a commercial for the services we offer, same that we would do for a client, making a commercial for their brand or product or service. We do it for our own company, and we market the video that way. And so they get to know kind of more about what we do and kind of see like, oh, these guys are legit because this video is pretty good.
Yeah. So it's really interesting because you tried advertising with just text, you tried advertising with static images, and you tried with video, and video has been the one that worked for you. Why do you think that video worked when the other two didn't, when really you can serve ads to basically the same audience? For example, if you're using Google ads, you can serve ads to the same audience on Google's search engine as you do on YouTube if you want. Right. Why do you think that those work for you better?
So, this is kind of also a pitch we give to clients, because they also ask us the same thing. Right. We just tell them that videos are interactive. And what I mean by that is, obviously when someone's watching a video, they can't pick up and touch whatever if you're selling a product. But what they get to do is they get to see somebody, actually talking to them rather than just seeing a picture. If they're selling a product, they get to see the person interacting with the product, maybe using the product, or if it's like a service or a brand, say a service, they get to see a use case played out rather than just maybe a picture of somebody on their laptop using the service.
Right. So you kind of get behind the scenes. You can see like how things actually work.
Yeah, it's really just, like I said, interacting and kind of being, I guess, empathetic, so that, the viewer can actually kind of see themselves in the shoes of, the person in the video, maybe using the product, using the service. And that kind of, leads to more sales, more downloads, rather than just kind of seeing a static image or having to read text.
Yeah. So look, you can think of video ads as falling into a couple of different buckets. One bucket would be brand advertising. So if you're accustomed to just watching television, daytime television, those would be sort of the Coca-Cola ads that run in, in the commercial breaks during your favorite shows. The other kind of video advertising is direct response, which is, if you're watching television, again, kind of the thing you think of as coming more on at late night, where there's always a very, very direct call to action. So if you call now, we will throw in this other extra bonus sham wow or whatever it is. And I don't want to, suggest that there's anything seedy or anything about direct response advertising, because in fact, that's what we use at Jottful. It's very reliable and very predictable and very consistent for us. What do you find has worked for you? Has it been those brand video ads, or has it been more direct response?
It really depends on the platform, actually. So
interesting.
Basically we categorize the types of video content we make into two different categories. We call them commercial videos and explainer videos. In a nutshell, we say commercial videos are more of, like you said, the ads that you would see on TV. It really more focuses on the concept and story and jokes and characters condensed into a small package, while still mentioning the product, whatever that may be, or the brand service. We'll just call it product. And so that kind of just gives them a little taste, but it's mainly just to get their attention. And that's more of what we use for brand awareness rather than deep dive into the product. On the other hand, we have what we like to call explainer videos. And that's more focused on, going over the features, going over the different specifics of a product. with, you know, somewhat of a storyline, you know, throughout. But those are, like you said, those are normally longer. You know, they can be up to a minute. They can be up to, you know, 7 or 8 minutes, depending on how much they want to do. But so yeah, so on platforms like YouTube, we found that explainer videos tend to work better, just because normally if somebody's watching something on YouTube, I know YouTube has YouTube Shorts that just came out, but when somebody's on YouTube, they're there to watch longer form content usually. Usually if a video is over a minute on YouTube, they'll say, yeah, that's fine, you know, I'll watch it, no problem. Normally on YouTube, we found if videos are under 5 minutes, then people will say, yeah, I'll give it a watch, that's no problem. But on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, really the commercial format works better, just because if you know, I don't think there's a counter anymore for the timestamp, but basically they want to get, you know, you need to catch their attention right away, and if you don't, then you'll lose them. And pretty much they have a very short attention span when they're on there, and so it needs to get to something pretty quickly.
Is that true of Facebook too?
Facebook's kind of in between. If you're I would say if you're putting the content on your, you know, on your page or on your group, and you know that, you know, there's an audience already there, then the explainer video tends to work better. If you're going to be running an ad, then the commercial video works better.
So I know that for your own videos, you've tested on YouTube, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, pretty much Facebook, kind of across the board. You said you haven't tried TikTok yet for your own brand, at least when we talked before. Maybe you've changed that now. How does your testing process work, and how much do you sort of invest, and when do you know that it's working and maybe we should invest some more? Like, what does that process look like for a business owner?
Sure. So pretty much we kind of look at a few different things. Like I said, we looked at the retention rate for commercial videos versus explainer videos. And what I mean by retention rate is how long a viewer is watching the video until they stop watching it. And if there's any interaction that happens while they're watching it, you know, for instance, if they like the video, if they share it, if they save it. So we kind of look at the retention rate to see, and that's kind of how we figured out that on Instagram that people were watching the short form videos all the way through, rather than they were dropping off after, you know, 10, 15 seconds when they were pretty much, because people when they're watching, they can kind of figure when stuff is going to be running longer, just because it doesn't get to anything really quickly.
Right.
So we looked at retention rate. We also look at we also do a little bit of A/B testing, and what I mean by that is A/B testing is when you have pretty much you're running the same ad with 2 different creatives, and you're running them side by side, and you see which one does better with all the targeting in mind. So for instance, you know, we saw that, you know, if we're targeting towards male business owners, maybe having like one of our, you know, good looking actresses as the thumbnail, and, you know, her coming up first, you know, tends to work better. And then, you know, say, you know, for our female business owners, you know, all of our actors, you know, they're pretty good looking. So, you know, our one of our male good looking actors, if he comes up, you know, in a nicely dressed, looking sharp, and he's talking, you know, that tends to do better with female ones. You know, just even simple things like that, you know, that we've kind of honed over the years. You know, we've also looked at different, you know, different ways of writing, you know, just the titles and the short ad copy underneath videos, you know, just trying to get it as concise as possible within one sentence.
So do you run the media campaigns yourself in all these platforms, or does your team make the creative and then give the creative to somebody else who actually runs the campaigns?
So we started out doing it all ourselves. We make all the creative regardless.
Right.
But we started out doing it ourselves, and we wanted to, you know, boost that and grow more. So we actually did try hiring somebody else to do that for us. It didn't end up working out. So we went back to doing it ourselves and just kind of researching more on our end, like how we could do better. And so, so we have gotten to the point where we've done enough research on our end where we're pretty competent at doing it. And so, if you can get to that point, then great, you can do it yourself and save a little bit of money. We're always open to, possibly getting somebody to do it in the future. We'll just have to vet them a little bit better. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
So what role does video play in your sales funnel? I know when you and I talked before, you said that one of your big goals of video is to drive traffic to your website where you have a very clear sales funnel set up. Can you talk about what role video plays and what that sales funnel looks like for you?
Sure. So basically, everything runs through our website. We have a big button on the front page of our website that says work with us. And so when somebody clicks on that, basically they're just taken to a form that just has a couple questions: name, email, phone number. But what we ask is, we say, for your brand, what does success look like for you? So if it's an app, they might say, we want more people to download our app, or we want more people to to subscribe to our in-app purchase. So that's just an example, but basically what does success look like for your business? And that's just so we know where to go with them if we end up moving forward with them. And then we just ask them to tell us a little bit about their business. After that, and we get to talking a little bit, we send them a what's called a creative brief. And this is really common in the agency space, but we kind of take it a step further, and we pretty much it's just a big long form. It takes them probably about 20 minutes to fill out, but
a digital form. So it's not like they're filling out a PDF and faxing it to you.
Yeah. We've made it easy enough that they could do it on their phones. We always suggest doing it on the computers for, just for productivity's sake. But so pretty much what we do is we have them fill out the creative brief. It takes about 20 minutes, but we really honed it to the point where we can get, I would say, like 99% of all the information we would need to be able to just send them a quote right away for the content. Over the years, we've just had to go like back and forth with emails, with Zoom calls, with calls to just get all the information we need. So it was really almost like pulling teeth trying to get this information from the people. And sometimes they, a lot of clients, especially the ones that we work with, they're focused on their brand, they're focused on their product. They're not sure what they need. They're not the professionals in the creative industry. So that's why they're coming to us and rely on us to, to do what they need. So basically, by us having this creative brief and really honing it to get everything that we need to be able to provide them like a quote for doing their content, it really just takes out, days of back and forth emails, calls, everything else. So really, they fill out our form just to get in touch with us. We send them back kind of like a form email that we call our like cold response. So, when somebody emails us cold, we respond with this, and it pretty much just kind of, first we say, hey, sorry in advance for the long email, but we just want to get everything out of the way. Just so that, if they read that in the first line, they're like, okay, maybe I'll come back to this when I have time to read it, just so that they, don't have any questions. And then we just, tell them a little bit about us and what the process is. And then, if you want to move forward, fill out this brief. They fill out the brief. And then after that, like I said, 99% of the time we have everything we need to send them a quote. So by our second email with them, we pretty much have everything we need to be able to send them a quote, and we do.
And also by that second email, they're also pretty well qualified. You've done a good job of qualifying them for your business. So after that first email that they receive from you, whether or not they take action is them sort of self-qualifying. And if they do take action and fill out that creative form, the creative brief, then you're getting the information that you need to really qualify whether or not they're a good customer, a good client for you.
Exactly. Yeah. The, like you said, the first email that we send is really just, like you said, self-qualifying, because we do have pretty much everything laid out in what our process is to get a video and to get content done for them. So right off the bat, they're able to see like, this won't work for me, or this will work for me. And then once they read the email, then if they send the creative brief, then that tells us that they are okay with how we do things and they want to move forward. So pretty much by the time, and then we just send them the quote within the second email. So by that time, you know, we're pretty confident that they're going to move forward, because if they just get in touch with us via our website, that means they've already reviewed our website. They've already looked at the sample videos from past clients. So they already kind of see they kind of already see what we do. And then, yeah, by the time we send them the quote, they're pretty much ready to go.
And they've already done some qualifying before they even get to your website. Because if you're showing them a brand video, or I think you described it as a commercial video, they're probably seeing that a few times. They probably have a good idea of whether or not they're like the other clients that you have, right?
Yep.
And if you're doing more of a direct response video, you know, where you're expecting them to take action, I'm going to assume that you have some kind of hook at the beginning of those videos that lets people determine whether or not they should skip the video, or if this is a video that's meant for somebody like them. Is that right? Like, do you have some kind of hook at the beginning?
Yeah. So pretty much in all of the explainer videos that we do, really the main hook that we do is showing the brand, product, or business, I guess, failing in their marketing needs.
Right.
And then throughout the video, we show how a video or video content for their business can make them succeed, get more sales, downloads. So pretty much at the beginning of the video, we show a instance where their business is failing because they don't have many video marketing. And then at the end of the video, we show that their business is successful because now they have videos for their marketing.
Right. So they can recognize themselves when they see those pain points.
Exactly.
This is a problem that I have. And by the way, this company really seems to get me.
Yeah. And we do it for a few different things. You know, we do it for businesses. We do Kickstarter campaign videos for other people. So, you know, for instance, with that ad, we show in the beginning of the video, like a team of people that tried to launch a Kickstarter with a homemade video, and it didn't get funded. And then, you know, they go through the process with us of us helping with their Kickstarter video. And at the end of the video, they use the video we made and it gets funded. So,
yep. Awesome. What advice do you have for small business owners who are thinking about doing more video, or even just starting to do video for their own business? Because I do understand that a big part of the reason why video is fairly cost effective still is because there's a ton of advertising opportunity for video, but it can be really, really hard for businesses to create the videos to take advantage of that advertising opportunity. So there's a lot more supply than there is demand right now.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So what I would say is, again, we're an agency, so we make videos, but really, the truth of the matter is if you want a, I guess, high quality video that converts, to try to get a professional to do it. I mean, it doesn't have to be NV Creative. It can be somebody else, but we've dealt with a lot of clients that have come to us saying, hey, we wanted to market our video, or we wanted to market our company, and we did a video ourselves, or we asked, our boss's son to do it, or, and he has an iPhone, whatever. And they come to us and they said, we didn't really spend any money on the video, but then we spent, hundreds or thousands of dollars on the actual campaign, and it didn't convert. And here's our video. And we look at it and we go, well, can see why.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't say that, but, we just say, because when you do it yourself, there are, like you said, there are very like specific things that go into a video to make it convert. And a lot of those people, they're focusing on their business. They just don't have the experience in the background. So when it's, and, you don't have to jump in right away with video marketing, even though it's a great way. But there are a lot of clients of ours that that maybe just are starting out, and we send them the quote and they just say, oh, we're not there yet. And then, 6 months later, they come back and they say, hey, we're there. Let's do it. So, so if it's okay to wait to hire a professional, but we always say it's better if you're going to be coming out with video marketing, it's better to do it, hit the ground running with a great video to start out rather than homemade videos to start out. You kind of lose a little bit of your brand quality right there by people watching it and saying, this looks like, this doesn't look like anything special, rather than, waiting another 6 months or a year until you can get a really professional one. And then the first thing people see regarding your brand is something that, they purchase right away.
Yep. And look, this may go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Before you even think about hiring an agency to do video, you do need to make sure that you have an audience, like you know who your target market is, and you know which channels they can be found on. So there's an audience there, and that you have an offer that's compelling for that audience. If you don't have those two things in place, like, don't invest in this, right? But once you have those things in place, then somebody, a team like yours can actually turn that offer into a video that appeals to an audience on a video platform.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the big questions we have on our creative brief is specifically, what's your target viewer look like? What's their age, what's their gender, like who is your target viewer? And so, because for item number 1 and item number 2, they might be completely like the same item pretty much, but one, they might be targeting, high schoolers, and the other one, they might be targeting seniors, so we're not going to make the same video for both, even though it's the same product. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. So is there anything that you would do differently if you were to do this all over again, Mike?
Like I said, one big suggestion is think twice before you start businesses with friends.
Yes.
That, I do think about it from time to time if I would do that differently. And I still kind of don't have an answer for that, because if I look back, I probably would have been able to move forward quicker in my career and in my business if I hadn't take, the 2 or 3 year detour by like taking steps back with, the dissolution of that company with my friend. But at the same time, I learned a lot of what not to do. So so
it's hard to have regrets about things when you realize it was a very rich learning experience,
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this episode of Marketing Made Easy, please subscribe to Jottful's YouTube channel. That's JOTTFUL. That way, you'll never miss an episode. We'll meet you on the next one.